Hey flutes, we're going to go over some of the basics, reminding how to hold the flute, where your fingers go, what your posture should look like, and all that. And then we're going to go over your first few notes and give you a little practice so you can play along at home while you're getting used to this new machine in your hands. So we've already got the flute put together. Remember, this is your head joint. That's where your mouth is going to go with your lip plate, the part that gets married to your lip and never leaves there. Your body is where all your fingers go and your hands hold it, and then the foot is where just your pinky will go and occupy those last few keys. Remember, your left hand is always going to be on top. I know this looks like my right hand thanks to the camera. Your left hand is always on top, and your fingers are going to skip this first key. They're going to go 1, skip the second key, 2, 3, and we're going to call those, you call those B, A, and G. And your thumb for that hand goes on the back here, and it's almost always going to go on that thumb key. Your right hand will go on the bottom, the lower half of the flute, and it goes over these last 3 keys. 1, 2, 3. So there should be, you can see 2 keys and this little third key, but 2 round keys in between my 2 hands. And those ones we're going to call F, E, and D. And then your pinky there, that one is how you need to line up that foot joint so your pinky fits comfortably. So it'll be a little different place for everybody depending on how long or short your pinky is. And that's our E flat key. That's the one you're going to use most of the time on flute. And then this thumb under here can either hold it up against the side if that's comfortable for you, and that can help give you some counterbalance so that the flute doesn't feel so awkward. But if that feels weird, it might feel weird to hold your thumb there. So a lot of people will just rest it underneath. The trick is don't squeeze either hand. You never want to squeeze. It should be nice and relaxed, like you're making kind of a C, or you're catching a softball, holding a can of soda, whatever you want to think about it. But your hand should be nice and round all the time while you're playing. Then the trick for flute, we've got our posture. We talked about that in the last video. It's the same for everybody. If you hold the flute straight in front of you, remember, practice that wee two. That'll give you that nice embouchure, or say poo. You get that little tiny hole in your lips is all we want. When you hold the flute up to your face, you're going to have to probably turn your head a little. Normally we don't want any creaks in our neck or anything because of the air, but if you hold your flute straight out here, then you're going to strain your body like crazy, and this, hopefully you can tell, is not comfortable by the tone of my voice. So when you hold your flute up, kind of as straight as you can, that's comfortable, you might just have to tilt your head a tiny bit. You don't want it like this either though, because then that's just not going to work either. So a little tiny tilt in there, and then remember that wee two, and you're going to put some of those fingers down. So first we're going to try a B flat. I can't show you the flute and at the same time, so we're going to do 1 for that B key and our thumb, 1 on this hand, that F key, and your pinky. So we call that 1, 1, pinky, thumb, and that's B flat. We're going to try that one. It's a nice stable note because you can hold your flute pretty well. And you want to get, if you get that higher one, it just means you're blowing a little bit too much air through. So back off the air a little bit, nice and fast, but maybe not quite so much of it. So I want to go through B, that's B, and then I want to do, or B flat rather, sorry. We're going to do A, and we're going to do G. And we'll do another set at the end here, but B flat, A, and G, those are your first notes that we're going to work on there. I'll play each one 4 times for 4 beats each. You can play along with me and practice that. So again, we're going to do B flat, that's 1, 1, pinky, thumb, that's kind of crazy. A is just 1, 2, pinky, and your thumb. My thumb is always down back here. And G is 1, 2, 3, thumb, and still the pinky. So your thumb and the pinky stay down for everything. It's just these other fingers you're moving. So again, B flat, A, and G. There we go, 4 times each for 4 beats each. 1, 2, 3, switch, we're going to go to A, 2, ready, A. One more. more, and we're gonna switch to G. 1, 2, 3, pinky thumb. 2 and 3 and one more time. Great. Like I said, if you ended up getting some higher notes out there, that means you just got a little bit too much air, too fast air going through there. So work on just keeping that air nice and kind of round feeling for those low notes. You still want to use good fast air, but maybe don't use quite so much of it. As we move on to more notes, you're going to play higher in general, so getting that higher sound is good too. So practice, it's good to get both the high and low, but we were shooting for that low note there. So nice, good solid air, but don't blow too much of it. All right, we're gonna move on. We're gonna do 3 more notes now in the same video, just so you've got extra stuff to practice with so you're ready for the band. Those are the first 3 notes on page 4 of your book. It actually does B, A, G. I did B flat, A, G, because that's more what you're gonna use. You won't play B hardly ever as a flute. So the next 3 we're gonna do are D, E flat, and F. So that's gonna be going from using just this hand to using basically just your right hand. So D, it's another weird one, kind of like B flat. So I'll go over it here. You're gonna skip your first finger. It's 2, 3, and your thumb on the left hand, and then all of them, or sorry, yeah, 1, 2, 3, and no pinky. It's the one note we don't use that pinky for in all of these early notes. That's the only time you won't use that. So 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and your thumb, and that will give you a D. Should sound like this. That's D. And E flat is the easiest one we'll have to change, we'll have to make. All you're gonna do is add this pinky. So everything's the same. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, thumb, and we're gonna add the pinky to get E flat. It's very close. That's just a half step, it's called. So we're just barely moving up. D to E flat. And then the last note, F, you'll have to change a little bit. We're gonna add the first finger down here, and we're gonna take 2 fingers away on this hand. So it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, thumb, 1, and the pinky again. So you have 2 fingers just kind of hanging out here like a spider. You wanna keep those close to your keys, but don't push them down, but keep them as close as you can. F should sound like this. That too high note I was talking about, I just used too much air there. So here we're gonna do the same thing now, 4 times on each of those notes, D, E flat, and F. Play along. 1, 2, 3. Good. Add that pinky. Here's E flat, 2, ready. Do 1 more and last one for this video, F. 1, 2, 3, 1, pinky and thumb. F, 2, ready. Two more times. Last time, F. All right, flutes, that's your first 6 notes. That's a lot to be getting on with. If you can't get all 6 of those right now, don't worry about it. Just do the best you can. Really work on that lip being stuck to your lip plate. Nice tiny little aperture, hole in your lips there, good steady air. Work on getting a good sound and review that posture video if you need more help. We'll see you guys soon.